Hello friends, it's Rachel here. We're gonna talk about what happens when you die today. We just get a bunch of comments from Margaret. Thank you so much, Margaret. I love talking about this subject because it's so misunderstood, and I just want to say right off the bat that I don't believe I am an expert on this. I have a feeling that there are many ways to perceive what happens when you die. I'm just going to give you my experience. I did work as a medium, so someone who talked to people who have passed away as a professional for many years. I did hundreds of readings, and that was really interesting for me, and I can share what I learned from that. But I also have experience answering questions like these for people in a psychic capacity, so that's where I'm coming from. I also had one experience where I was part of a, I guess, passing over ceremony with my grandmother when she passed away, and it was incredibly beautiful. So I have some experience in different ways, and that's what I'll be answering these questions with. But if you feel differently, if you have a different belief system or faith, then just go with what feels best to you. That's always what I would advise. So I'm not here to tell you what is right or wrong. I'm just here answering some questions with my experience. So let's get into it. All right, so Margaret's first question is, why do people come back from death? So basically, why do some people die and stay dead, and why do some people have that near-death experience or actually medically die and then come back? And her follow-up question is really about contracts. She says there are many people who say they get confronted by angels or Jesus saying they have a contract and it's not their time. She says, but what if your body is destroyed? How can you come back? If it's not destroyed, is there a chance you will get booted out back into your body? I would think that it was a choice that belonged to the individual, but obviously if they made a soul contract, they were obliged to stay. Let's talk about this. So it is also my experience that it is our choice when to die. That choice is a higher level choice, not something that we in our human form may think of as a conscious choice, but everything that happens to us is ours to decide, and we are in charge of that. Even if we have a contract coming into this life, meaning like we made an agreement, we intended for something to happen, it's still our choice whether or not we follow through with that. And that choice is made in the moment, every moment. There's nothing over our heads guiding our life for us, just our higher energy. So in what I'm talking about, I feel like we are connected to source at all times. We are living as a multidimensional being. So like me, human Rachel is also higher self Rachel, is soul Rachel, is oversoul Rachel, and so on. So I am a multidimensional being. And even though on a physical level, my mind may not be able to comprehend everything that's happening, my mind doesn't necessarily know what my higher self is planning and creating for me, I still feel like all of it's me. I'm not just me here, personality-wise, mind-wise, I'm everything. And that's what I mean also by the permission, by we choose when to go, when to die, when to come back, when to stay dead. We as an integrated multidimensional being. And so there's a lot of fear around death because we don't think we're choosing it and we don't know where we're going. And we also have these ideas that are like fixed, like soul contracts, which are really not. It's really permission-based, it's really creation on the individual's part, and even other beings like angels and Jesus, like they don't create for us. And that is what my experience has been in all of this. If we are thinking that we are just our mind and just our personality self, just our human self, and if we're coming from that point of view, then that's where we create the story that there are fixed contracts and that we don't have a choice. So it's kind of up to you what you want to believe there, right? There's no right or wrong way to go. It's not like you're wrong if you think you're just a human. We're here to be human. We're here to have that experience. So however you proceed is up to you. But in my experience, we are the creators. We are multidimensional. It doesn't make a difference whether your body is destroyed or not. You're always choosing. And some people choose a near-death experience because they want to live that going on. They want that exposure to the unseen world. They want that stimulus in their life. They want that experience, to go forward with. Some people have really traumatic experiences like car accidents and sexual assault or growing up in an abusive family. Like, why would anyone choose that if we're really creating our lives? Well, it's because then we get to live from that. We get to see how to recover, how to live in a way that is overcoming that. And frankly, our energetic core doesn't judge anything. All what's happening here is just an experience. It's a plain old neutral experience. And we are life injected into this world to experience things and then to recover ourselves as our pure, whole, energetic beings. Nothing that happens to us here on earth actually harms us. Yes, the body might die, but our essence, our spirit, does not. So it's like writing a part for your character, and they could be the most awful, villainous person in the world, but when that character dies or when the story's over, nothing has actually happened to the writer. That's pretty much what's happening here. That's how I look at it anyway. The cool part that I found through my medium readings, though, is that you can maintain your personality for as long as you want. It doesn't actually go anywhere. It's not that you are limited to your personality after you die, but you can communicate with people you knew in this world in the same way that you did when you were alive. So, like when I was doing medium readings or when I'm still talking to people who are deceased, they will show up as, normally their healthiest, most vibrant self. And it's really fun to watch. They determine what they're presenting as because they're just energy at that point. So you don't have to worry about like not existing anymore or, being wiped off the face of the planet because you're not going anywhere. Like, you can still interact with this world in any way that you choose as yourself, as you know it right now. Last question, I think. Has anyone ever hired you to speak with their dead loved ones? Yes, we've already talked about that. Can someone ask a medium to talk with their loved ones every day? Yes. If a person died, could they talk to their loved ones on Earth every day through a medium, like on the phone? Yes, absolutely. But you don't need a medium to talk to your loved ones. If you would like to learn how to do that in a simple way, you can do it with intuitive art. I'll leave a link to our personal course down below, which teaches you how to speak with loved ones who have died through intuitive art, and also how to speak to your guides and your angels too, and your own higher self. The other way that you can do it is just learn the language of your allowingness, right? Your loved ones are always communicating with you. It's just, are you allowing that to get through? A lot of times they will come in the form of symbols like rainbows and butterflies and flowers, or objects moving around in the house. That's really a common way to go. Or dreams. Sometimes people have dreams that feel really real, like their loved one is right there with them. The only limitation is your own allowing. If you relax and learn to look for them where they are, which is in a happy place, you will be able to communicate much more easily. It's very possible that you could learn to feel them or hear them as they sounded and felt when they were alive. When my grandfather died when I was a child, my grandma would tell me that she could feel him touching her hair or her neck in the back when she was cooking. You know, you can actually have a really well-rounded relationship with your loved ones who have died if you are willing to look for it and find it in that good place. If you're really distraught, if you're really sad though, it's going to be hard because your vibrations won't match up. They are in a really good place. When you die, I mean, you rejoin the feeling of bliss that is ever present in the universe. So you're immediately having a party, you're immediately feeling amazing. And so you've got to do your best to match that in order to really be able to communicate with them. That's the best advice that I could give there. But if you guys have any more questions about what it's like when you die, or you know, why people choose certain things, let me know. I love talking about it. And if you want, I'll leave my Death Chicks interviews below. That's where Margaret found me, and you can check those out. So super love, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.